One, it's Harry Hill's TV Burp.
Good evening, and welcome to TV Burp. Ronnie Corbett stripped of pilot's license. Police demonstrate new communication skills in the bill.
We are police. Nino.
And with Lily Savage set to take over Generation Game, audition start for the job of Anthea.
Got a choice now?
No, mate, just been polite.
Give us a twirl. It's been another busy week on the soaps. Let's see what's happening through the arched window.
Oh, my God.
You only swing when you're winning. New actress arrives on Footballers' Wives. Yes, just put her over there with the other ones. And of course, this was the big retro 70s-style party around at recently bereaved Tanya's. And there was some great 70s-style dancing. Hang on, I recognize that dance anywhere. Me, you're giving someone a hug, then as your head rests on their shoulder, something else enters your mind.
Thank you for having faith in me.
Oh, I haven't turned the grill off.
Come here. Oh.
Let's get round to bleeding those radiators.
Kyle. Thank you.
Whatever happened to Normski? This week on EastEnders, it was as if the viewers got to write the lines themselves.
Don't you ever shut your mouth? You're driving me mad. Your voice going on and on and on. I've been flapping you for a long time.
I couldn't have put it better myself. That fire looked pretty cheap, though, didn't it? We've got hold of the first take. Charlie feeling all sorry for himself. Well, Kat had a few things to say to him.
This ain't about your pride. This ain't your fight. He raped little Mo, not you.
Yeah, there's a picture I didn't particularly want in my head. Nana Moon and fiancé Wilfred went on a shopping spree to, oh, what's the name of that shop? Oh, it's escaped me. Cost Cutters and a Minute Mart. No, it's gone.
Oh, Alfie, darling, we've done the shopping for the weekend.
Oh.
Look.
Oh, thanks, Nana. How much do you?
Well, it came to
Costmart, that's right, yeah. Yeah, Costmart, yeah. I got all my shopping from Costmart, yeah. If I can't get it there, I try Sainsbury's or Tesco's. Yeah. Good old Wilfred.
I think you're doing a bit of business. Keep yourself busy. Keep the wits sharp. Pay for a few treats for Victoria.
I hope I have half your energy when I'm your age.
Yeah, we'll give it about 10 minutes, you'll find out, Pat. There was suspicion in the air for Andy Hunter and Sam Mitchell.
Maybe you've got your eye on some other woman.
As if.
Don't be a fool, as if left months ago. You're probably like me. You watch the soaps and you think, if only I could influence what happens next. Well, I did, yes. I posted a note through Dennis's letterbox with a suggestion. I don't suppose it would have worked. It worked! Oh, poor Sharon. That punch left her with one leg longer than the other. Here, ever wondered why video dating never works?
Guess what, guys? I've got a maggot living in me.
Well, I've got your phone number, I'll be in touch, all right? No, of course, this was Travelling into Trouble, in which travellers shared their stories of travel.
I did have a sort of like fish-like animal in my foot as well. I don't know what that was.
Right. Tell me more.
It was about that long, like a very thin tadpole.
Yeah, why are you telling me this? This is a chip shop. So, that's the travellers' side of the story. Of course, the other side was the doctors and the other experts that treated them on their return.
You do hear of sometimes the worms sort of coming down somebody's nasal passage.
The ones Wendy gets are usually sent to her in stool samples through the post.
Yeah, it's not like getting a postal order, is it? I wouldn't want to share a flat with her, would you? Oh, it's the stuff from the catalogue. It's arrived early. Oh, it's one of Wendy's specials. I tell you, if someone sent me a stool sample with a worm in it, straight away, return to sender, sort yourself out. We learned all about how you lured the larva out once it's burrowed into your skin.
Bobflies are meat eaters, so some doctors believe they can be lured out of the skin with a lump of bacon, which needs to be strapped to the spot for up to a week.
Yeah, but what if the bug's Jewish? Time for a TV Expert of the Week.
TV Expert of the Week.
A bot fly is a fly.
Ice alert now, and the lengths some people will go to avoid going to the nail bar.
The only thing I could do, basically, was to try to get rid of the end bits. And I eventually used a hacksaw and a vice to cut them off.
See, to combat the cold, I recommend Ready Brek for breakfast, like this lizard.
Meet secret agent Dragon Lizard.
Yes, it's Dragons Alive, the new nature programme on BBC One, focusing on lizards. Not really dragons, are they? All those people from club reps who tuned in thinking they were going to see fire-breathing dragons would have been very disappointed. Shame. It's the hard sell. They've got to make the lizards seem interesting, give them names. For instance, the Jesus Christ lizard. It's just like Jesus Christ.
This is the basilisk, and he's not known as the Jesus Christ lizard for nothing.
Martin, Mark, wait for me! Here! I'll get the loaves, you get the fish! Then there was the James Bond lizard. Now, we all remember the James Bond theme, don't we? Obviously, the makers of this show tried to get the original theme, but couldn't get permission or didn't want to pay for it.
This is the James Bond of the lizard world.
Yeah. I've got the Pink Panther lizard here, look. Here he is. You know, they may be the strongest argument around for eugenics, but I've grown rather fond of the club reps. But the happy band of reps are being broken up. Here's Max doing some last-minute packing. Now, I'm never sure, how do you pack a suitcase? Do you fold your trousers up, shirts, put them in first, then shoes, each in its own carrier bag on top, or what? Looks like his suitcase has been burgled. Now, I wouldn't want to be at the customs on the other end of that lot. Yeah, did you pack the bag yourself? Oh, all right, go through. Yeah, go on. Yeah. Jenna likes a drink. Here she is, packing her case.
It's the final countdown for Jenna, who's doing last-minute packing.
If Now, the show in which they make up the future and pad it out with acting. This week's no-brainer was If Women Ruled the World. What do they mean, if? Right, fellas? They predict that women will carry on having babies until they're much older.
No one has batted an eyelid when men become fathers at the age of 60, 70, even in their 80s. It's almost seen as a macho thing to do to become a father when you're older. But there's been this hypocritical situation, whereas when women become pregnant when they're older, it's seen as...
A bit creepy, isn't it? Bit creepy. We all remember the kid at school with the old mum. White hair, hint of a moustache. Like Dickie Davis in a dress. Oi, Rob, how come you live with your nan? This show, they extrapolate huge consequences from the tiniest small print.
They're entirely female. There's even lizards that are entirely female. There are fish that are entirely female. Potatoes, completely female.
Potatoes are female, therefore women take over.
Indeed, there are some mammals, some voles, which have actually lost the Y chromosome altogether.
Voles lost the Y chromosome, women rule the world. They're working on a new one. What if TV continues to get worse?
The year is 2800, and the people are not happy. After the proliferation of the reality shows of the 2000s, everybody in Britain had been on a TV show. In a world where everyone has been on TV, who is there left to watch?
Oh yes, the year 2004. Big Brother, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. Back to reality, that's what kicked it all off. And pretty soon, everybody had been on TV. And that's why they started using the horses and dogs and stuff like that. Then, of course, Wellard got the Director General job.
Listen, Panorama is safe.
But let's go back. After the glut of reality shows in the early 2000s, there was a shortage of new presenters. Thus, the old presenters were pushed to the limits of human lifespan.
Really
In 2300, Coronation Street went to 12 times a week and relocated to India to cut costs. By 2800, there was a new face running ITV. When Jordan did take over as head of ITV, she brought in radical new programming ideas. An underground resistance movement grew up. Their plan? To destroy all TV and start again.
Yes, a table for 12, please. For 6:30, thank you. Wonderful.
A table was booked at the Ivy and anonymous invitations made to the TV executives. Little did they know, the restaurant had been booby-trapped. With no one knowing how to run it, TV died out. It had to go back to the most basic form imaginable, the most primitive type of entertainment.
Darling, I'm just throwing out some of great-great-great-granddad's stuff. What kind of strange ancient device is this? Oh, this looks good. Well, this week, the Archbishop of Canterbury was all over the papers having a pop with the footballers' wives, saying they were setting a bad example. But who is better, the Archbishop of Canterbury or the footballers' wives? There's only one way to find out. See you after the break. Go on, your Grace.
Download music through your mobile, whenever, wherever. See things differently. See what you can do. O2.
new issue of Zoo has arrived. Wholesome weekly chunks of girls, football and funny stuff. This week, we reveal the sexiest real footballers' wives.
My boys can't get enough of it.
All the balanced nourishment with Man U in crisis. Can the cup save Sir Alex? Zoo! All the weekly goodness a man needs.
Purity Sea, a new fragrance for men.
Extra laws at B&Q means an extra 20% off thousands of items. 20% off garden furniture. 20% off all interior paint and all lights.
20% off all power tools and all fires.
20% off all laminate flooring and ceramic tiles.
Don't miss out. Ends Thursday, 8th of April.
Own the final exclusive chapter of the Matrix trilogy on 2-disc DVD. Complete the trilogy. Buy or rent The Matrix Revolutions on DVD now.
Bacardi, welcome to the Latin Quarter.
I like my pickled onions to have a little bang. Bring on the Branston, bring on the Branston, bring on the Branston. Tang.
Thanks, Richard. Welcome to this fantastic stadium ahead of what should be an absolutely superb international game. Portugal against Brazil. The opening ceremony is near its conclusion.
Ole. Papa loves mambo. Mama loves mambo. Look at him sway with it, get so gay with it, shouting ole with it. He goes to, she goes from, he goes fast, she goes slow, he goes left. Papa loves mambo, Mama loves mambo, when they're playing again, Papa loves mambo.
Welcome back. Nazi plot twist on Emmerdale. Heil Hitler! The Dingles sort out new teeth for Scylla. Don't you hate it when you're trying to get your seatbelt on and your foot slips off the clutch?
Your attitude stinks. So far, you've been nothing but a right well pain in the...
Yes, it's the Bill, and they've got a new cameraman join the team, and he's tiny.
Yeah, well, this place is massive. Why don't we go and check out the...
Nick Klein was in such a state, he was having to read his lines off Adam Acaro's chest.
You don't need me to tell you how grateful we are, Nick.
But the big discovery on the Bill this week was a secret doorway to Holby City.
Someone's in there.
Taxi nights now, in which we follow the activities of everyday taxi-driving folk. Oh, joy. We met Dave McCormick, who drives an interesting model of car.
Yeah, just check the lights now. That daft disco ball.
It's the Ford nightclub.
Makes them feel as if they're continuing the night. Something that makes them feel as if they're being looked after. It's like the smallest nightclub in Manchester.
Yeah, you are quite limited in the amount of dancing you can do in the world's smallest nightclub. Yeah, it's pretty much that, yeah. Yeah, you're limited to that, pretty much. Oh, what a night! It was late December, but in '63 was a... drunk singing, brilliant fun. Maybe he just picks up tiny people. Let's have a look at what's going on in the back seat. Yeah, there we are, look. Who's the main problem with calling your car the world's smallest nightclub. You can't really complain when the punters use the ashtray as a toilet. Yeah, what's another use for an incubator? That's right, use it as a desk. Emmerdale. Yes, some of the cast actually watch it.
I just don't see why they have to say everything in a daft voice.
It's Emmerdale! Sammy Dingles decided to apply for his old job back.
What are you doing, Sam?
I'm trying to get my job back. I've got to write a CV.
Yeah, there's a CV I'd like to see. Yeah. We've got it here, look. There we are. Sam D's CV. Bit at the top, and just a whole lot of crane in underneath. Yeah. And with a CV like that, I think he's in with a very good chance of a job at Dixon's. Of course, it was Poetry Week.
I try so hard to lose some weight, but walnut chocolates, those tricks of fate, undermine my good intent. I can't even give them up for Lent. So I must face a truth so bleak. My will is strong, but my won't is weak. The sea, the stars, the infinity of space. If I asked for a bag of chips like this, I'd get smacked across the face. The stars, the infinity of space. If I asked for a bag of chips like this, I'd get smacked across the face.
Sometimes words are simply not enough. You know what it's like at a wedding, though? You're desperate to get a look at the seating plan. Find out who you're sitting next to.
This was a family occasion, but Zayden, a stranger, found himself sitting next to the father of the groom.
Who am I sitting next to? Auntie Pat, Uncle Roy? Oh, Osama bin Laden. Yeah. It's not easy making small talk with him, is it? Yeah. Any idea where the bar is? Oh, of course you don't, yeah. No, of course it was, I met Osama bin Laden. It was his son's marriage, and they videoed the wedding.
Although the Taliban had outlawed television in Afghanistan, bin Laden had his own camera crew who recorded the ceremony.
Yeah, they videoed it, but because they banned TV, they couldn't watch it back. They have to travel abroad to watch it. Yeah. This documentary showed us a side of Osama that has hitherto remained hidden.
Sometimes he was fun. He knew some Arabic poems. He would sing them about the moon.
Nice to have a hobby. Yeah. Give us another one of your poems, Osama. Yeah. I've actually got Osama here. Yes, come on out. Come on. Here you are. Here he is. Hello, Osama. Oh, hello, Harry. What are you going to do for us today? I'm going to do one of my poems. You're going to do one of your poems? I'm going to do one of my poems. Yeah, what's it about? It's about the moon. OK, that's lovely. Off you go, then. Oh, Mr. Moon, you make me swoon. It reminds me of my honeymoon. Kill all the infidels. Die, die, die. Death to George Bush. That's enough. Go back in your cave. I don't want to go back in my cave. Get back in your cave. I don't want to go back in my cave. Get back in your cave. I don't want to go back in my cave. Oh, what a nasty piece of work. I myself actually met Osama bin Laden.
No!
Yes! There's a photo of us, look. There I am on the far left. Yeah, I used to sell him encyclopedias. Yeah, he'd buy anything, yeah. His was the best better-wear patch in Kabul. He'd always buy a couple of mops, a washing-up brush, or a chamois. Ah, happy days. The pigeons are back on Coronation Street.
Right, fellas. This time, could you just walk off to the left?
To the left?
Yes.
Which side's that?
Towards the pavement.
Well, it depends how you're standing, doesn't it?
Well, if you've got the cabin on your right and the hairdressers on your left, I want you to walk towards the hairdressers.
Well, that's right, hairdressers, isn't it?
Not if you're facing the Rovers. See you on set.
Are you getting me there?
No, I think we just head off towards hairdressers.
Where the hell are you going?
You said right.
That's left, you boy. The problem they've got... Oh! The problem they got down at Corrie, the show could only last half an hour, so if it starts off slowly, they have to make the time up elsewhere.
Oh, I just needed to let my hair down and be with somebody I can talk to without having to work all the time at being nice and being careful not to say the wrong thing, but then being even more careful not to say what he wants me to say, because if I do, he'll have the church booked and I'll be walking down the aisle wondering how I'm going to get out of this room.
How do you entertain a toddler?
Hey, there's my grandson. Stop it, Granddad, you're frightening me.
It's a father and son team, and Ashley has an important role in the running of the shop.
You going out?
I was changing display in shop.
Just the window for the Easter display. I can't wait to see it. People come from miles around to see the wonderful Easter display in the butcher's shop. A couple of jars of relish, some dead birds, and there's the Easter bunny, look. Charming, that is. Wait a minute, those dead birds. It's not. It's the pigeons. Well, as is the last show in the series, what better way to finish off than to remember the many faces of Fred Elliott?
Ta-da,